It's Julia Renee.
And Kendall Aaliyah. Welcome back to the Know Your Power podcast.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back.
Before we do anything, I've been here for 10 minutes. Julia's energy is back and I'm so happy about it.
And this morning, I didn't go and do cardio. I listened to my body. I did a I did a yoga session on Monday. And I was trying to keep up with these girls because I don't know about you, but when I'm either doing like a yoga class, a Pilates class, or even at the gym, I am in competition with the people around me and they have no idea.
Yoga, especially because it's something I'm new at. So I not even want to be better than everyone, but I want to at least keep up. I'm like, they can't know it's my first time.
Yes, they can't know.
Yeah, I try extra hard.
Because when bodybuilders go to yoga, you stick out like a sore thumb. Mm-hmm. And these girls, holy crap, I went to the class and there's a part of me that also is does everyone go to this class? Because the instructor, he cute. He's cute. Okay. I mean, not
So it was a packed class.
Yeah, I'm and I'm okay, there's one guy in here.
Yeah.
And there's he's really cute. He's very muscly too, and he does it without his shirt on. I mean, I could recognize, and he's really good at what he does. Yeah. He does a good class, but
sure he does.
I am in so much pain on this side because I'm going to have to demonstrate for the YouTube people.
Please do.
But they did this bind where you're sitting. Okay, wait, you were standing. You're standing and you bind your arm somehow back and under your leg like this. But you're doing it while you're standing. And then I looked to the left and I said, who's doing this shit? This is stupid. I looked to my left and there's two girls standing upright with their legs straight in the air. And I said, I gotta leave. I was like, I gotta leave.
I'm in once you said straight leg, I can picture the pose now. Yeah. If I can find it, I'll add someone doing it standing to the YouTube.
I was like, the fuck is this
Yeah,
shit?
There's no way. My body's been hurting bad recently, so I feel like I need to implement yoga. I might invite myself to your class because I'm so scared to go alone.
I'm going now every Monday at 4 to 5 p.m. with the cute instructor.
Okay.
And then I'm going on Fridays if I'm not traveling.
Okay.
The Friday girl, I love her. She's just, I don't know why, she's just so good. And for me, when I go to yoga, I typically, when it's hard, I'm like, why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. Because the reason that I use yoga is for recovery. And I'm like, when it's more like a workout, I'm like, why are you guys doing this to me?
Why are we holding planks?
I'm like, I want to just basically you tell me to touch my toes and then go home.
You tell me to deep breathe a few
times. Tell me to deep breathe, touch my toes, do a downward dog, and be like, good to go.
No, yeah, some yoga's intense. My mom's been really into Pilates recently. Still on my list of things to try. They text me once a week, hey, you still want to try Pilates? I'm like, I do, and I'll go eventually.
They seriously do. If you sign up to do a free, I tried to do that with Orange Theory one time while I was traveling. Mm-hmm. They call me once a week.
No, literally.
I'm like, I talk to them more than I talk to you. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all are so annoying.
Anyway, my mom calls me yesterday. She goes, I just came out of the hardest Pilates class. She signed up for I think it was called Jump Pilates. And
yes, that's the one that I did. I didn't know it was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing. So apparently they set up a board at the base of the reformer. So you're jumping the whole time. She was like, Kendall, I thought the lady next to me was just going to fly.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Into the mirror in front of her.
It's so scary. The one that I went to wasn't hard. And I left there being angry that I was like, I was here for an hour. And
the one you went to recently, right?
Yeah. I was here for an hour and I burned 130 calories. And I was like, I can burn 300 steady state for, I'm doing that math. I'm like, and I could have been on my phone. I was like, no,
I had to be present with people.
Not worth it. No. I did not like it. So, but
anyway.
It's a lot on your body for sure to do the jumping. My feet hurt the next day.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why
That I'm kind of scared
Why you
of.
guys
I'll
haven't
try it
been to the gym?
eventually. I'll keep you guys updated when I do.
Man, well, that was my like, what the fuck is up at the gym? Because my whole training has changed now. I'm not deloading anymore.
Yeah.
We're still reverse dieting to where like every week we're increasing calories, and I go more into detail on YouTube about it.
Do you just feel like so strong right now?
It's kind of crazy. And now I'm using creatine again. And like, I don't know if it's like a placebo thing, but I'm on my second week of using it, but but I'm really noticing like how much power and explosiveness I have during my workouts.
Good.
From the food. I think it's all the things.
Yeah.
And from the creatine.
I remember I would like PR on my squat like 2 to 5 weeks post show every year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my body was just like finally recovering, finally getting my strength back. My confidence was back with lifting too. So I would just like PR every time.
That's my favorite. It's my favorite time physique-ish wise, strength wise, is that like month post show, especially if you like keep it together the best that you can, because you have more food, you look incredible, and you're strong.
Yeah.
And now the stress of the show is gone, but then after that it's like, who knows what happens?
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
it's up to you. But yeah, I also, just to update y'all, I'm going through like a full health thing where I'm like, I'm getting my hair healthy again, my skin healthy again, my nails healthy again. After last week, I bought a tub of castor oil this big, and my mom walked in my bathroom Sunday and says, "Why the heck do you need one this big?"
No, mine's also that
and I
big.
was like, because I head to toe lather myself in it. And I took my hair extensions out. So if you're on YouTube, this is all my real hair.
I think it looks so pretty.
And
you were just saying how thin it is. I was like, it's still thicker than mine.
It's comparatively to like how thick my mom and my sister's hair is. Like they have like the Mexican, like really coarse hair. I have my dad's thinner, lighter brown hair, and I have my dad's feet and hands. So that's why I always have acrylics on, because like one of the things that I'm self-conscious about has always been my fingers and my hands. Like even
I don't
when
have
I was
mine
like,
on either right now. It
yours
feels weird.
are like, your nail beds though go forward. Mine go out.
Which I feel like looks good personally. Grass is always greener.
It looks
I just
like a
think I
baby
have
carrot.
I think I have man hands when I don't have nails on.
I definitely do.
Anyway.
Zach says I have hobbit hands and feet.
Aw.
But Zach's the only person that I've been with that I wasn't self-conscious about either of those things.
Which
and
is
it didn't
good.
matter. But yeah, I took my extensions out and my acrylics, and it's been a real challenge for me not to bite my nails, because that's another reason why
Really?
I have acrylics, because I pick.
I didn't know that.
I pick a lot. So I've been like, okay, don't do it. And I haven't bit my nails in over a week. So I'm proud.
Round of applause.
And yesterday night, I was able to shampoo, blow dry my hair in under 30 minutes.
it probably
Goddamn.
felt good, like your actual fingers on your actual scalp.
For the first time, how long have I had those? Over a year, maybe.
know.
I was able to scratch my full. I was able to use that thing, that scrubby, on my entire head. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm really happy. It's definitely a little weird, because there's like this attachment to my nails that I have in my hair. So there's sometimes where I'm like self-conscious about, I'm like, I'm bald, I'm naked, but
Don't
it's making my life so much easier.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's
an update.
I'm sure it's a good break on your poor scalp.
I know my
Just 'cause
sister was like,
extensions
good.
seem like heavy. I don't know. I've never had them. I've
Yeah.
only done clip-ins, and even then, like I so look forward to taking the clip-ins out.
Yeah.
That I can't imagine them just like always being
Yeah, because
there.
they definitely, I mean, they're still sewn onto your natural hair.
Yeah.
But there's always like that weight that
Yeah.
you have. And now it's like, damn. I'm like, is my weight going to be less this week?
Maybe. To
I was
be
like,
honest.
shit, because it really did
Lost
weigh a
a pound
lot.
of hair.
For real. Well, any updates for you? I really did want to know about. Did you want to talk about it? I didn't know if you wanted to share yet.
Yeah, I was showing it on my YouTube video that's
cool.
coming out before this is out, so we should be good. I got a skirt sample in for my brand that's coming still soon. I also picked a release date. I'm not going to share the specific date yet. And I'm just holding myself to whatever products I have in bulk is what I'm releasing. And then as they come, I'll just add those and continue releasing instead of doing like one big drop, which was my initial plan once I have everything, because it takes a long time and a lot of my manufacturers are overseas. So that like shipping time takes forever too. So it's whatever I have in December.
We gotta do a photo shoot for them so we could post them on the pod and stuff like that.
Yeah, whenever everything is in, it'll drop as it comes in. But right now I have trucker hats, like workout hats, 2 types of beanies, and I ordered 2 types of skirts. So the skirt I showed you and also a different colorway. So I'm excited. Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm so proud of you.
I also did my first photo shoot, which was really exciting, and it made it feel real. And it is like kind of freaky because so far so much of my brand building has been like me on Procreate on my iPad drawing stuff, and then like looking at the drawing and then like having the real item is like, really freaky.
Made that.
Yeah, I'm like, part of me wishes I knew how to like sew and stuff, because like but it does feel like, oh wow, like I made that, even though technically someone else made it. It's like I designed that and now it's this like tangible thing. It's freaky, but it's cool.
So cool.
It's really cool, and I'm really excited. The skirts are like my favorite thing so far.
I can't wait. Are you gonna make like a Instagram for it?
Yeah, I already have one. It's called The Midnight Motive. We'll link it. I haven't posted anything yet, but I post on my story on there, and try to like ask opinions, feedback, sizing. That way I can like actually tailor it to the people who actually want to buy it, instead of just being like, here, I hope you like this and I hope I got your sizing right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been doing a lot on the story. I think my first tease might be this weekend, as like, it's coming soon, finally.
So we can put the Instagram on the pod stories.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And I'll start actually posting on the Instagram. Maybe I already did by the time you're seeing this. I was going to wear the skirt today and I was like, I'm not ready yet.
I'm not ready to show them.
Well, I get so nervous. It's almost like, since I did create it, it's like feels like a little part of me, where like I sent some of the photos, like the product photos I did take, to my family, and I literally sent like positive feedback only, please. Like, I cannot.
This is where I'm at.
I cannot handle criticism, especially because I like it. So I'm like, if I really like it and then someone says, what if you had done this? Then it's like, well, it's too late, you know, like I already made the thing. So
that's true. It'd be different if it was like before it's even made. Like, what are your ideas? You're like, now, okay, we can't go back. So,
well, that's what I was doing at first, is I was like sharing it with my family, like every step of the way. And then I was like, there was too much feedback, and it's like, your style also isn't my style, which isn't the customer's style, you know? So I'd rather just create stuff where I'm excited about it. And it's like, if you are also excited, you can buy it. If you're not, it's not for you, and that is okay.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
And like, your family is different than like gym girlies that are like around our age or something. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'm like, respectfully, you are not going to buy, like, you're not my demographic.
Yeah, you're probably not going to like it. I mean, you probably wouldn't buy it anyways.
Okay. That's fine. Anyway, awesome. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'll talk more on the pod about it now that I have several products. I think I was so nervous for so long that it like wasn't going to work out. I wasn't going to find a manufacturer. I wasn't going to like any of my samples, that I was like, I'm just going to work on this without telling anyone at all.
Kendall's the kind of person that will work on it behind the scenes without saying anything at all.
For sure. I'm that way with like everything in my life. Like, I think I was dating my boyfriend for like 6 months before I was like, here's my best friend.
She was. And I was the one who was like, who the fuck's texting you right now?
I didn't even have like his name saved for the first like
who's
month.
Cooper?
Yeah.
And she was like, nobody. And then one thing about Kendall is like, she'll just like not talk after that. And then like an hour later, I was like, so who's Cooper?
And I was like, so we've been dating for 2 years.
We're married.
That's my whole family. One of my brothers got eloped, didn't tell anyone. You know, like, it's just how my family is. In the family. Yeah, we just keep things to ourselves until we're like, surprise, big news.
Interesting. I'm married and I live somewhere else now. Oh, and I have a baby.
Such a power move. Yeah, such a power move. Anyway, we can get into today's actual video now.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you're stuck in your fitness journey. So I did like a little tease of this on my Instagram story this a couple days ago by now.
Yeah.
And I was so surprised at all of I even wrote down how many people like felt that same way. So I actually have a poll, you know, it's obviously based off of my Instagram, but hopefully this can help you guys have some comfort knowing that there's other people out there that feel the same way.
Yeah.
And some of them were even more surprising where I was like, wow, I actually didn't think that there'd be more people that struggled with that than this other thing.
Yeah.
So,
and also I had gone through them when they were on your story. And I think even hearing from you that you have felt these things gives comfort to your followers as like, oh, I'm also not alone with all of these people and with Julia.
Yeah,
you know
I was
mean?
like, these are things that I basically did, or reasons why I was stuck. And then there are also reasons why I still get stuck. I mean, one of them, the third one, where we talk about perfection, you know, I, for example, can talk about it literally on a call with my clients. And then the next day, I was working on this video and I'm texting Zach and I was like, I'm trying to do it. And I keep trying and I keep trying and I keep messing up. And he's like, stop trying to be perfect. And I was like, you're so right. So it's like, I can talk about it. And then the next day be like, oh, okay. It's just about knowing what to do when you're that way and how to adjust and not let it actually keep you from your fitness journey. So the first one, and this is a big one, and this one's going to be like kind of get your big girl pants on.
Yeah.
It's you rely on motivation to get you to do the hard things instead of creating habits and routines. So when I did this poll on Instagram, I put like, yes, I do this, and no, I don't. So 49% said yes and 51% said no, which is like, it's 50-50. So we got, it's about 50-50. So we have people that are really relying on motivation to get them to do those hard things. And then other people that are like, I just go, it's just a part of my like routine.
Yeah.
One thing that I hear a lot of people say, whether it's like clients or people that I'm getting on calls with to be in the Know Your Power program, they'll say things like, well, I'm just not motivated. And I'm like, you don't have to be motivated to do the thing.
Yeah.
If you waited to be motivated to do anything and you only did things when you were, you'd go nowhere.
Yeah.
I would not have been an IFBB pro 100% because the last 4 weeks of my prep, not motivated
Full
to go to
discipline.
the gym, not motivated to like go and do my cardio, like hungry, like if I just decided, well, since I don't feel excited to do these things, I'm not going to go and do it. I wouldn't progress and neither would you.
I would say like the biggest question I get is like, what keeps me motivated? Where people like are also searching for like, well, I'm not even feeling motivation. Hey, what keeps you motivated? And it's like, I constantly have to reiterate nothing, absolutely nothing. I just do what I do every day and it's a part of who I am now. And like specific to the gym, it's like, just over time, yes, maybe in the beginning I was motivated, but then it just became a disciplined act where I just go to the gym every day. And if I don't, if anything, that ruins my day. So it's not that I'm motivated to get there, but I'm motivated by how it makes me feel every day. I know I walk away from that gym session feeling great every day. So it's like just a part of you at a certain point.
That's a really good point because I think people are stuck on like, I have to be motivated to get there.
Yeah.
And do the thing versus what if you are motivated because you did that thing and you completed it, even though you didn't want to do it? Because, for example, yesterday, I really didn't want to go to the gym. Like I was really tired and I was feeling like, just like, meh, because Zach is going to be gone for a month. And I'm like, okay, I guess I kind of miss him. I'm like really alone. I'm like, I'm all alone in here. And I was just feeling like, meh, like not really inspired.
Yeah.
And I still, went to the gym because this is just a part of who I am now because of the habits and the routines that I've developed. And I wasn't motivated going into it, but because I completed the workout, I did it as best as I could, even though I wasn't really excited to be there. I was more motivated afterwards because I was like, yay, look, you did it. Even though you didn't want to do it, you still did it.
Yeah.
And I think people miss out on that when they're so focused on, but I need to be so excited to go and do it. No, you don't have to.
Especially if that motivation is like something not even within yourself. I know some people are only motivated by like their competition or by like someone they look up to or whatever. Like relying on external factors to get you to do anything is just like an unhealthy way to view things. And it's gonna die out. Eventually you'll stop idolizing that other person. And then it's like, well, now what?
Yeah. Or like post show. That's why so many people struggle post show because they don't have a reason now to go to the gym.
Yeah, they don't have like a certain day in mind.
Exactly. So that's why so many people rebound really hard, not only because just having the freedom of food back, that's a hard thing, but now you don't have that date to look forward to, and everything was riding on that, and that was your source of motivation.
Yeah.
Because you want to follow the plan so that you look good for that day, but then you don't have it and you're like, well, what now? Like my life has no meaning, you know?
I get it. And I feel like this is why this is the most 50-50 out of all of these, is like, there's definitely periods where you feel like you need motivation. And I think it's just that constant reminder of like, you simply don't. Like if you create the habits, you won't need any sort of like external validation or reason to get stuff done.
Yeah. Like just to give you guys an idea of like what my week will look like going into training, it was like Monday, I was excited to go and do like my yoga session, and it was really hard. And I was like, what the heck? Tuesday, I wasn't really excited to go to the gym, and I was like, ugh. I sat in my car a little bit and kind of lingered before going in. And in that moment, I was just like, you just have to get up. You just have to get up, and you have to get out of this car so that you start walking. Like just your body goes and do the thing, regardless of what you're thinking about. And then today, like it's my rest day, and tomorrow, like every day is going to be different, and that's okay. I just want to like close this one out with an example. A lot of you guys are listening to this are gym girlies, and you can't imagine your life like not going to the gym. I want you to think about how challenging it was and put yourself into that mindset of how hard it was to get yourself to go to the gym when you weren't going to the gym. It felt like super challenging. You probably weren't motivated. And now you look at yourself and you're like, I can't imagine my life not going to the gym. I don't know what to do with myself without it. That's a really good example of the habits and routines being so important, because when you get those down, it now just becomes who you are and what you do, regardless of how you feel.
And as a trainer, that is my favorite phase to witness in my clients, especially like new clients. I've had people tell me they're nervous every time I come over. They're anxious. They like really don't look forward to the workouts. And then over time, like a few months in, to see that switch where they're all so honest with me. They're like, I'm really excited when you come now. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, they never cancel anymore. They hold themselves accountable. And it's not because they're more motivated. It's because they've created this habit with me every single week, every single month. You know?
And their body knows like it's time. Like it's time to train, and it's all about like reprogramming yourself, because you're used to be one way and now you're trying to be a completely different way, and your body's like, wait, hold on. I thought we were doing this.
Yeah.
I thought we were sit on the couch, girl, eat whatever you want, girl. Yeah. Now you're telling me you're the greens girl that goes to the gym? Hold on. Okay. Our brain is trying to make it simple for us.
Yeah.
So when we do a habit or a routine over and over and over again, our brain's job is to help us make it easier, so that next time you go and do that thing, you're like, it's automatic. And the same thing happens with a good or a bad habit. So you can do that same thing with going to the gym.
Yeah.
So that's one of the tips. Number 2 is you have an all or nothing mindset when it comes to food. This one's a big one.
Yeah.
And I've been talking to a lot of my clients about this in my program, and 63% said yes, they struggle with this, and 37% said no. And I feel like the all or nothing mentality when it comes to food is either I'm super strict, I am chicken, broccoli, and rice, I don't have anything whatsoever that's off plan, or I completely give up. It's that no in between where you can't go either way. And when I've had this conversation with my clients about it, everyone's like, balance. And I'm like, balance is the hardest thing to achieve with humans, because we're so all or nothing, and it's black. Like we think that things are black and white, and things aren't black and white. It's this like gray area is where you can actually survive, where it's like, okay, if I do quote unquote mess up, I can lean into grace. Yes, that's allowed. And there are times where I need to pull my big girl pants up and just go and fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's about leaning into both of those things. It's not black and white.
Yeah. This one probably took me the longest out of all of these to like get a hold of, I guess. I think because early in my fitness journey, I instantly went into bodybuilding and competitive bodybuilding. So I instantly became very strict and restrictive. So I fully thought you couldn't get a lean physique without eating 100% clean all the time. Like I was such a skewed mentality of it. And then I think over time, proving to myself that I love my physique now the most, having balance, I'm like, oh, you don't need to be one or the other. Like I'm able to eat my meal prep all day and have ice cream at night. And like, that's just what works for me, you know? And sometimes I share like the cheat meals I have because they look better than some of the meal prep I have. And I've definitely gotten messages of like, aren't you know, those little comments of like, are you sure you should be eating that? Or like, how are you able to eat that? And it's like, because I do it in moderation and I know how to do it properly for my body and my macros. So it's just about learning. And similar to the last one where like, as you're going through your fitness journey, this one becomes like easier to integrate. Because I think in the beginning, we're so scared of messing up diet at all, where we want to be strict. And then it catches up to us and we do cheat meal.
Yes.
And then I feel like eventually you're able to be like, oh, okay, these meals make me feel really good. And this cheat meal or refeed doesn't make me feel awful. So I'm able to integrate that into my weekly meal plan and still have a really good, successful week.
Yeah. And I love what you mentioned about the cheat meal, like the cheat meal, because what I had this conversation with the girls in my Know Your Power program, and it is like that all or nothing, where and this I guess is going into kind of like the next one a little bit, but if you're not 100% strict, you know, then you eat something that's off, or like you're not perfect, and then you're like, fine, like fuck it, everything, like I'm just not going to do anything. And you're right, because I grew up in a very restrictive sport as well, not really knowing that it was, because I was so young and that's all I saw. So this was a really hard one for me to learn too, because I was like, well, I went from cutting weight for wrestling and having to be a certain way and doing it in such drastic ways that were not safe. And I didn't know that at the time, then to going into bodybuilding and being very extreme as well. And then finally having my show canceled a week out when 2020 hit, and then realizing, oh crap, okay, we need to figure this out. Like you've been really restrictive for years, and this has bubbled up. So I think it does have a lot to do with like how you view it when you were younger too.
Yeah, it was fully shaped at like very young for me, and I didn't realize it was. I don't know. I remember like distinctively at like 17, about to compete for the first time, leanest I've ever been, and seeing girls on Instagram who were like older than me and like probably knew about balance way more than me. Definitely, actually, not like maybe. And they would share like these like macro friendly, but like fun foods they were eating.
How are they eating
No,
that?
I was like, there's no way she's actually eating that. And then like now I've gotten to that point and I'm like, oh, she is. She just also knows like how to structure her diet plan to stay healthy for the rest of her life instead of crash dieting or prepping and then rebounding or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So this one's important to learn.
This one is really important. And I guess we kind of touched a little bit on it, but the next one is you expect perfection. And when you're not, you feel like a failure. This one was the biggest one. Which is crazy. And honestly, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And 77% said they struggled with this and 23% said they didn't. Yep. So when I'm talking about perfection, it's like you expect your fitness journey to be perfect. And fitness is not linear. Like what I was talking to my girls about, I was like, I thought my fitness journey was going to be like, whoop, up like an escalator. And I was like, it kind of, it still has definitely gone up, because I obviously went from, you know, not working out at all, feeling at the lowest I've ever felt, to being an IFBB pro. Yeah. So it's more so it's gone like up, but it's gone like, it's been like a wavy roller coaster. It's kind of like up,
plateau, maybe dip a little, up again.
Exactly. It's like,
no, fully.
And you can see that. Like I showed the girls my progress photos from like when I first started, and it was like I was very small and I was trying to put on muscle. Then it was my first show, rebounding really hard to going to 170 pounds. So it literally looked like that. And you can see that my body was ebbing and flowing based off of life.
It is funny when I go through like my camera roll, because I feel like I have some photos from my first prep ever and up until like my current physique, and same, it'll like, you can see the seasons in photos of like, oh, she was in prep, oh, she did not do well post show, oh, she got a handle on it again, oh, okay, she's prepping again.
That's
it's
exactly
like,
mine.
it's constantly like changing, and it is crazy. And I feel like now, because the past two, now we don't rely on motivation, now we understand balance, those ebb and flows are actually like less drastic now compared to when I first started.
Yeah, like last time, my last off season was like the best ever. And then that's just my goal, is every time just to get a little bit better and a little bit better than I was before. And it's crazy. There's so many of us that expect our journey to be perfect. Like we expect to have the perfect workout and PR. We expect to hit your macros every single day and not eat a single gram off plan. And when you have a treat meal, like you're so mean to yourself and just always be crushing it. And then when you don't, you feel like you're a failure, and everything that you worked for that week like doesn't even matter. It's like you have this flashlight on that one little moment during the week and nothing else you can see. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is one I probably slip back into the most. I think like a lot of us we want to be perfect, you know, and like social media, it seems like everyone around you is perfect. So like, why did I mess up my plan, or why did I skip that workout, or why was my workout not as good? And it's because those people aren't showing their imperfect moments.
People
we
show
all
you
have
what
them.
they want to show you.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's what I've been working on the most, I'd say this year, is like, I've been really excited every workout again. Like my workouts have been really fun for me, and I've been progressing with weights again, which is exciting. And then the few days where it comes up where I'm not, or I don't want to be there, or my workout isn't as good as the week before, that's probably where it shows up the most, where I'm like, I need to stay and I need to do more exercises because I didn't do enough. And even last night, like I was having a good workout. Like it was very decent of a workout. It wasn't the best workout I've ever had. It wasn't the worst. And I battled for like literally 30 seconds mentally, being like, I should stay and do cardio to make up for the fact that I didn't like train hard enough. And then I went, what am I saying? I was like, I showed up, I did the weights, my back hurts, so I didn't go as heavy as the week before. I'm doing fine. And I got in my car and I left, because that was my intention going into the gym. I don't know why I started like almost negotiating with myself of like, you need to do more. You're not perfect enough. You need to be doing better. And it was like, no, like I did the workout I set out to do. I should be proud of that and come back tomorrow.
Exactly. And it's cool because you can see that happening in real time with yourself, where
I catch it now.
That's all that growth is about. It's not about completely eliminating these thoughts. And trust me, we haven't eliminated, thinking that we need to be perfect at certain things. That still shows up in our life. It's not about having those feelings go away. It's about knowing what to do when they show up. That's growth.
Yep.
That's growth. Is like before,
a little proud moment.
You're like, I have to be perfect on this thing. Oh, I ate this thing off. I need to go do cardio. I should feel bad. I should feel guilty. Why? For being human?
Literally why?
And now, instead, you have a choice to do something different in that moment. That is when change happens. When that comes up, you recognize it and say, I made this choice. I'm okay with my choice. And now I'm going to think something different. I'm going to do something different, instead of going and saying that the whole day is a wash and I've ruined all my progress, or I'm not going to go to the gym because I already messed up. So what's the point? This time you do something different.
Yeah, that like give up mentality when you aren't perfect, I think is like, it definitely was worse years ago for me. Thankfully, I've gotten a grip on it where now I recognize it early and change patterns. But it definitely was like a very 0% or 100%. And if I wasn't 100%, I was like, I might as well be 0. And I would just like skip multiple workouts or skip multiple meals, and then it snowballs from there. So.
Yeah. And that's that snowballing that puts you right back to where you don't want to be.
Yeah.
So you guys don't have to be perfect in order to.
Because nobody is.
Seriously, it's just about knowing now what to do when you aren't perfect, because it's not about if, it's about when. It's going to happen to all of us.
Yep.
So just do something different than you did before. Instead of shaming yourself for having a treat meal this time, lean into grace first and get right back on your meal plan the next day. Be like,
damn, that meal tasted good.
That's it. That's it.
Next day, I'm back on my meal plan.
You're back on it. It doesn't need to turn into this like, I feel bad about myself. Now I'm going to continue to do things that make me feel bad about myself.
Yeah. It's almost like you justify how you're already feeling by doing worse.
It was almost
acts.
like more punishment.
Yeah.
Like whether it was punishment through when I was struggling with an ED, punishment through more physical activity.
Yeah.
Or then there's also reverse where it's punishment for, oh, I already feel bad for eating X. So I'm going to, I feel like crap. I want to confirm this belief about myself. So I'm going to continue to do things that also make me feel like crap.
Yep.
We're crazy. I see. Oh, my yoga side hurts from doing that twisty thing. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, two
this
more.
one is a big one. This one's like, you feel so overwhelmed. Number 4 is you feel so overwhelmed by your goal that you freeze and you do absolutely nothing. 63% said yes, that they do this, and 37% said no. And what I mean by this, and I've done this plenty of times, and Zach has really helped me too. And I'm glad that I have a partner that pushes me, because honestly, in past relationships, I didn't have partners that pushed me. I was the one that was pushy. And when your goal seems so big, whether it's starting a business, whether it's like, competing in a bodybuilding show, maybe it's a specific weight loss goal, you're looking so far ahead at, oh my God, I'm at point A. My goal seems like it's at point Z, and you're looking so far ahead that it's so big and scary that you freeze and just do nothing. And you already are like, okay, I'm out. I am not going to do this. And you disqualify yourself from even trying. You don't even give yourself a chance because you're just assuming, okay, it is too big and scary. Who am I to be able to do that?
Yeah. I was talking to some people. I went to a wedding over the weekend and I was telling them that I'm starting a clothing brand, and I was met with like kind of mixed reactions. And granted, I don't know some of these people. All of them were supportive, but all of them then almost immediately self-doubted and said, I've always wanted to do this one thing, but I could never do that. And I'm like, I was that way for so long, where I would like view other people going towards their goals. And I'm like, good for them. Couldn't be me. I have all these aspirations, but I don't believe in myself. And I was so fast to be like, actually, you can do whatever you want to do.
People do that with me. Like when I'm out in public and they're, they ask if I'm like what I do, if I'm a bodybuilder or something. And they immediately say I couldn't do that. And I immediately say, yes, you could.
Yeah, because you can.
And they're like, wait, really? And I'm like, yeah, if you wanted to, you could.
It's so easy. It's so much easier to self-doubt or assume you can't even go after a goal. So why even try, than be like, oh, I'm going to give this my full effort and see how far I get, which is like exactly me with the brand thing, and obviously tailors to fitness goals as well. But for several years, I've wanted to make a brand. And even this past year, I'll go through phases where I'm getting a lot done and I'm getting samples and all the things. And then I go, but what if it fails? And then I'll just stop for a month. I won't do anything. I won't message anyone back. I won't do all of the things. And then I'll be like, oh no, I'm being crazy. And then I'll get back to it. And it's like, if I didn't take that month off, who knows where I would be right now if I didn't freeze out of like just the fear of failing at my goal.
Yeah. It's the fear of failing. And I hear a lot of that too, where people don't want to try because in their past, maybe they felt like they have failed at that thing.
Yeah.
So they're using their past to confirm that they can't make a different decision in the future.
Yeah.
Just because in the past you weren't able to do a certain thing doesn't mean you can't in your future or in the present moment.
I feel like that's so common for weight loss clients and in my own weight loss journey, where you go, well, that one time I lost 5 pounds, but then I gained 15 back. So like, I can't do it again.
Yeah. Like, and this always happens to me. I always fail. It's like those types of words, like really recognize when you say things like this is just what I do. It's like, I mean, maybe in the past it was, but you're the one who decides if you make it different. Like I was even on this call with a client before she signed up for the program, and she was so like excited and gung ho about it. And then towards the end, immediately I saw her lean into fear, and she was saying things like, well, I haven't been able to do it before. I don't know. And she started backtracking on whether she wanted to do it. And I was like, why are you already assuming that you're going to fail before you're going to fail?
Yeah.
And she was like, because I've done it so many times before. And I was like, and who's the one who decides if that happens again? Mm-hmm. And she was like, me. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah. And it feels so good to prove yourself wrong. Like when you do actually get that goal or do that thing, it's like, oh, wow. Like I had doubted myself in the past and now I just proved to myself that I was able to do it. And then it's so much easier to set now a new goal and be like, oh, well, now I have this rapport with myself that I can reach my goals. Exactly. So now I can reach this one.
Yeah. I did this a lot when I was going for my pro card. It was that like 2 steps forward and feeling like 10 steps back, or, I kept like doing that thing because I was really, it seems so big. And I was like, well, who am I to get that? There's so many other people that are so much better and that have already done it. Is there any room for me? I did that a lot when I was going for my pro card. But the way that I have broken this down for myself is because I do have really big dreams and goals like right now. And the way that I break it down so that I don't freak out about how big it might seem is just taking it day by day, thing by thing. What can I do right now that's going to get me to that next step? And for example, if my goal is to qualify for the Olympia, well, let's go back to the IFBB Pro thing. This is what I did when I was going for my pro card. I was like, okay, that seems big, scary. Like, I don't know. I'm going to sabotage myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I started breaking it down. I was like, instead of thinking about the pro card, think about the actions that I would need to take daily in order to get to my pro card. And I was like, okay, drinking my water, hitting my macros, doing my cardio, going to the gym. Okay, I do that stuff every day.
Yeah.
If I just keep doing those things, it's less scary. And eventually those things will add up and you go towards your goal. So if you're trying to start a business or if you're getting into competing, obviously it might look a little bit different, but it's the same thing. Like break it down so it's manageable and do those things because eventually you'll reap the benefits.
I feel like that's why we always preach like starting small with goal setting too, is if your goal is I want to lose 50 pounds, start with that first 5 because like winning and achieving that goal is going to be like, okay, now the next 5, now the next 5 before you know it, you're at that 50
versus like, oh my God, I can't lose 50 pounds. I give up. I give up. I'm not doing it.
Just start with that first 1 or that first 5.
And you'll feel so good because you'll go in like little increments and then each time you have a little win. You're like, yay.
Exactly. I love setting little goals.
You're like, I woke up today. Yay.
Because like I always have my monthly goals on a whiteboard, but every day I try to break it down into like, what would today's goal be to get to that monthly goal? And like, I'm going to use Instagram followers, which I know is so like, I don't know. It's one of my goals. It's just a certain number because that motivates me and it makes it fun when I post every day. Cause I'm like, am I going to get closer to that goal? So let's say my goal was like 100,000 followers, right? And I'm at like 98. I'm like, let's see if we can get to like 98.5 today. Like just those little goals that add up to getting to that 100, you know?
Exactly. I love that. Just break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down. And if you guys literally do this, like as a journaling exercise, if there's a goal that you have right now that's big and scary, instead of just saying it's too big and scary, who am I to get that? Write it down and write it down without any like judgment, without auditing yourself, without saying, well, but can I do this? And then say, what would the actions of a person who'd achieve this goal, what would they do every day? And it's like, okay, actually they would go to the gym. Like, okay, it's not as big simple. And scary. So try that. Let us know how you think. The last one is, and this one was the second highest rated yes or voted yes. You don't have a supportive group of people around you whose values align with yours. 74% said yes, they agreed, they don't. And 26% said that they do. So that's the second highest. And the first highest was the perfection. So surrounding yourself with people that are breathing positivity into your life is so important, especially like if you do have health and fitness goals. I know sometimes when you first get into this, the people around you might go out and They might be your party friends. They might be your like wine tasting friends. You know, they might expect you to be a certain way because you were that way. And that's what happened to me. You know, whenever I decided I wanted to make health changes in my life, I was in a group of people and that's how we hung out. Like we went out, maybe like we drank or whatever. We smoked cigarettes. We ate whatever food we wanted. And I didn't want to do those things anymore. And for me, it eventually led to me not being friends with them. But I also went in a completely different career. So not only like we literally didn't have things in common anymore. They were passionate about like doing hair and stuff. And I love that for them. And our passions just changed. But it's really important to have people that are like supporting your journey, whether it is like a group of girlfriends. And if you guys don't have one of those, I'm pretty sure down in the link for both the YouTube and for the audio, we have our free Know Your Power women's community where that's all it is. So if you don't have it in your personal life, at least you can have it online.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is like use social media. It can be a healthy and good thing. And there's like, I know my mom makes so many friends. She's moved a lot in the last like 10 years of our life. Everywhere she goes, she joins these Facebook groups where these women get together. They go on walks, they go on hikes, they go out to eat, and you can find like-minded people. If you want to try a workout class and you're scared to go alone, invite someone. Like even if you've only met them one time, who knows what that could turn into. And if they're willing to do this activity with you, odds are your goals align at least a little bit and it can flourish from there. And like I've had girls where I've met throughout my fitness journey where we align, but then like same thing as you is like, oh, we live in different sides of town and we're doing different things every day and I don't see them. And I've been trying to make it a point to like reach back out to those people because maybe they also need support. Maybe they feel like they're alone in their fitness journey and you guys could help each other. It's not just like a one-sided thing that you're getting out of it, you know, but it's so important because looking at like all of these with like when you have self-doubt, when you're scared to go for your goals, when you start to freeze, you lose motivation, all of these things, if you have a good support system, it sometimes is the only thing you need to get you like back on track.
Yeah. And it can be really hard when the people that you do choose to be in your space are so negative towards what your goal is.
So draining.
Like say that you had a group of people around you and when you told them that you wanted to start like your clothing brand that they were like, don't do that. Like there's not a, like, no, like that would have been awful.
That would be enough for me to just never go for it.
Yes. And like imagine if you have like this like weight loss goal and you're going to the gym, you know, and you're like, sorry guys, like I don't want to go out every weekend and all of those things. And they were like, who are you? Like you're so boring. Like when you first get started, that can really affect you for sure. So just take account of who you give your energy to. And I'm not saying like cut everybody out of your life, but I'm saying be mindful of who gets your energy, who's draining it and who's uplifting it. A good kind of, I guess, what's the word? Judged is when you leave that person, are you drained? Do you feel like a little bummed? Do you feel a little like icky? Or when you leave that person, are you excited and you're like vivacious and you're motivated? That's a really good tell.
That is very true.
Yes. Yes. So I hope that these helped you guys. These are just some things that I know that really kept me feeling stuck in my fitness journey, and just wanted y'all to know that you're not alone if you're in this position. And you obviously know that there's a huge percentage of people that also were feeling the same exact way that you were. Yep. So now it's up to you. It's up to you to do something that's different. If you want something to change, something's got to change.
I will say like all of these, I think all of these just take time and practice and working on them. So I think once you're like aware that this might be the one thing holding you back, it's a lot easier to work on it and towards it.
Exactly. So comment down below which one, if you're comfortable, you feel like you need to have more growth in the most. I think mine would probably be, let's see, I have a supportive group of people, thank God. And also one thing before that I wanted to mention with having the people around you. You guys know me and I'm very introverted, sometimes to a fault where people are like, where did Julia go? She disappeared.
Same.
Kendall is too. And that's why we're friends. And when I went from that group of friends that I just no longer, like we were no longer passionate about or anything, I felt very alone. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because I know that that's why people get scared to do this type of, trimming the fat in their life. And I put myself out there and I joined a Instagram group where it was all these fitness people in Austin. That's something that I would have never done. I had to force myself to do that. And I joined it. And out of that, I met my fiance.
That's so cute.
I met my videographer, who's my best friend.
Also
and
so cute.
For 5 years. And I asked my mom the other day, I said, can Ian be my maid of honor? Or I was like, can Ian be my best man? And she goes, they don't have a best man. I said, can he be my best dude? Can he be my?
I have seen when guys are on the bridesmaid side. I've seen that.
That's how much I love him. He's genuinely a brother to me. Like from feeling very utterly alone and putting myself out there into one of these groups, I met the love of my life. Meeting the love of my life, I met my best friend in the whole wide world. Yeah. I met my videographer that I've been with for 5 years, that he document all the YouTube stuff. Like, it's all him. Yeah. So many great things came from that because I took that one leap of faith and was like, I need to put myself into new situations. There's other things wild things that have come from that group alone. And that's just 3 of them that I have.
But that wouldn't have happened if you didn't step out of your comfort zone. And I'm the same way, where it's like getting me out of my house is a lot.
Yeah, you get me out of my house and you won.
But truly, like, every time, like, even the little walk group I've started in Austin,
I need to go to one.
I haven't done the last 2 because I've been traveling, and I'm going to be traveling this weekend too, but we're starting back up in November. So if you're in Austin, actually, this is a good opportunity.
Add me to the Discord?
Yeah, I'll add you. But it's just like so great, because even if 3 girls show up or if 10 girls show up, like, it's new people you're meeting that also want to get outside and go for a walk to start their Saturday.
Since the temperature has dropped to like 70s, and for Texas,
handleable.
It's like, should I get my pumpkin spice latte and my Uggs out?
Finally. But like that little thing, I cried the whole night before the first walk. I was the one putting the walk on. I was so scared of who was coming, if anyone was coming, just all these little things. And it was like, I called my mom, of course, and she goes, hey, if one person shows up, you're helping that one person get out of their comfort zone, and they're helping you. And I'm like, good point. So even if it means starting your own group or starting.
Yeah, you could be the one that starts it. That's like, I hear a lot of girls say there's not like a community that they have, in their area. And I know that there are some states that are more like bodybuilding focused. Like Texas is a very big bodybuilding state. Everything's bigger in Texas. So we completely understand that. But you can be the one that does that. Yeah. I mean, I even met a new girl at my gym yesterday, and she's not a bodybuilder. She's just a girl that likes to gym. Yeah. And she was on the Stairmaster next to me, and she kind of paused for a little bit, and like, it looked like her knee was hurting. And I looked at her and I was like, are you okay? I just asked her, I said, are you okay? And we had a full on conversation. Her name is Shelby. Now we're friends. That's it. I just said, are you okay?
Yeah.
And she was like, I have a struggle with my left knee. And then I was like, girl, you got to get some knee sleeves. Yeah. I was like, wear them on the Stairmaster. I was like, for real. I was like, I got some jank knees too. And if you wear them on the Stairmaster, they help. That's it. So you guys got this. You also have us if you ever need us. You know that. I
have people DMing all the time. And they're like, I don't know if you were serious about me reaching out.
We're serious.
Yeah, reach out. And do I suck at responding? Yes. But I will make it a point to get to you as fast as humanly possible.
And Julia's good at responding.
Yes. So. If you need immediate attention, Julia.
If you need Kendall, come to me first, because then I can get to Kendall.
Actually, most of the time I get messages of like, I messaged Julia too. And I'm like, that's okay. I'll give you my input and she'll give you hers.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, you're more powerful than you think.
Bye. Bye.